You are listening to Zimbabwe News. Keep listening to Zimbabwe News.
Secretary of Zanu-PF, Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa, has confirmed a national hero status to the late Comrade Jane Lungile, who died on the 5th of August 2021. The late Comrade Jane Lungile will be interred at the National Heroes Acre, Harare, and the burial arrangements will be announced in due course.
Family spokesperson Mr. Tonderai Mushaurwa thanked the president for the honor given to Comrade Jane Ngwenya.
Ungameli welizwe, His Excellency, President E.D. Mnangagwa, engunjalo First Secretary of the ruling party Zanu-PF, ngibonge i-Politburo, ngibonge i-Central Committee, ngibonge i-Matabeleland South Province ye-Zanu-PF for bestowing this honor on our dear beloved Umangwenya.
Meanwhile, in his condolence message to the family, Matabeleland South Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Comrade Abednego Ncube, said the nation is saddened and is mourning with the Ngwenya family.
Tina njenge-Matabeleland South, not only Matabeleland South kuphela but Zimbabwe yonke, sibe lokudana okukhulu kakhulu ukuzwa ubana na umama uJane Lungile Ngwenya usesichile. Nxa sikhangela ke imbali yakhe umama uJane ube ngomunye wabalweli benkululeko, wayengomunye wabalweli benkululeko abaparticipatayo kakhulu ukubana namhlanje sesithiwe siyiZimbabwe ezibusayo.
Comrade Ngwenya is survived by son Shingi, 10 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Mourners are gathered at plot number 1 in Esigodini. Sifiso Spanda, ZBC News, Umzingwane.
Very fitting, given her legacy, that she should be declared a heroine. Our preparations for this year's Heroes Day commemorations are at an advanced stage, with all logistics now in place for the main event at the National Heroes Acre tomorrow.
All is set for this year's Heroes Day commemorations to be held this Monday, when the nation pays tribute to its living and fallen gallant sons and daughters of the soil who sacrificed their lives for the freedom we enjoy today.
Everything is now in place. As you can see, we are right now at the National Heroes Acre. All the structures are in place. The event will be presided over by His Excellency the President, and we will also have the Honorable Vice President attending, as well as the Vice President and Second Secretary of the ruling party Zanu-PF. Because of the COVID pandemic that is still ravaging, the event, except here at the National Shrine, will be held virtually. Only a few people will be allowed or have been invited to attend at this National Shrine.
As part of the celebrations, there will be conferment of medals and awards to selected recipients for their contribution during the liberation struggle and post-independence.
We are honoring our own people in the province who have contributed to the national development and the independence of this country. So 24 people that are going to be honored tomorrow, and all of them from diverse experiences, and honoring their experiences and their contribution both for the liberation and also for the development in the last 40 years of the country.
This year's main Heroes Day commemorations will be held virtually, and only 200 people are expected to gather here. While gatherings at provincial Heroes Acres to mark the day will only be limited to 50 people.
Bulawayo Province Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Judith Ncube, says all is set for the Heroes Day celebrations this Monday.
We'll be having Ubaba Upati Sanyati, Patrick Ndlovu, and Matthew Mtobi. They will be receiving these medals tomorrow.
Citizens have been challenged not to let their guard down as the COVID-19 fight is still on.
The holiday, at times we get so excited, but can we exercise caution?
Youths in Mashonaland West Province, under the Children of Liberation War Veterans Association banner, this Sunday held a clean-up exercise at Chinhoyi Provincial Heroes Acre ahead of Heroes Day commemorations slated for tomorrow. Political commissar with the organization, Comrade Lenini Samembele, says it is their duty to ensure the preservation of the dignity of the country's liberators.
Isusu sevana vema war veterans, we believe kuti ibasa redu tisu tine vabereki vakarara pano tinofanira kunge tichirangarirawo pakarira vabereki vedu. Chiitiko chatataurana nababa kuti hachisi chiitiko chatinofanira kunge tichiita kana takuenda pazuva remagamba chete.
The cleanup exercise was supported by the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association, who expressed concern over the increasing number of graves without tombstones at the shrine.
Nyaya makuva munoona mamwe ari kunenge aya asina matombstones hazvichanakidzi panzvimbo pano, zvinoita sokuti takangoradzika ndokukangana, but tiri kungokumbira kuti dai pawanikwa kuti vachigadzirirwa even matombstones.
The nation will this Monday commemorate Heroes Day amid calls for the public to continue adhering to World Health Organization COVID-19 protocols.
As we continue to celebrate our fallen and living heroes, the country will always cherish their sacrifices for the emancipation of the motherland. Olindori with our next report.
1 year on, Zimbabwe continues to honor the sacrifices made by living and fallen heroes of the liberation struggle. With Mozambique having been crucial in housing and training the country's freedom fighters, we spoke to the chairperson of the Zimbabwe-Mozambique Friendship Association, Dave Popatlal, who says the sacrifices made will forever be cherished.
I salute those who sacrificed their lives for liberation of their country, Zimbabwe. Objective liberation struggle waged by Zanu from middle of 70s, which took us to declare independence on 18th of April 1980. It was product of that sacrifice.
He added that the support given to Zimbabwe by sister countries can never be overemphasized.
We cannot also forget those countries like Mozambique, like China, like Pakistan, like India, and many others on Eastern Europe world who gave us unconditional support to make sure that liberation struggle of Zimbabwe would achieve the final goal, which was independence of Zimbabwe.
In the month of August, Zimbabwe honors its heroes and heroines of the liberation struggle who bitterly fought against white oppression and domination for the independence of the country. Olindori, ZBC News, Harare.
Looking at agriculture now, government has pledged to prioritize communities in the establishment of an irrigation facility on the 80,000 hectares of Nwanetsi range ceded to the state by the Development Trust of Zimbabwe.
For the past years, more than 300,000 hectares of Nwanetsi range owned by Development Trust of Zimbabwe, DTZ, in the Lowveld have not been fully utilized. However, the narrative is set to change as the Second Republic has managed to attract investors and development is expected to start soon. Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Resettlement Minister Dr. Inchas Masuka says after being given 80,000 hectares by DTZ, government is set to establish irrigation facilities, prioritizing communities within the range.
This is an area that is earmarked for development and to begin to interact with the major stakeholders to see how we can unlock the value while uplifting the livelihoods of people that are settled within Nwanetsi. The president directed that the people be reorganized and that no one will be relocated.
The development will ensure economic growth in Masvingo and uplift people's lives.
Agriculture sector is one of the sector which we are looking forward as a province to contribute immensely towards the inclusive economic growth, the GDP of our province.
A number of investors are interested in transforming the area into a green belt.
Rokutsvaga ma-investors vamwe vacho vamanzwa vachisumuka pano vaya ma-investors akatsvagwa nesu as Nwanetsi range.
With a number of water bodies in Masvingo province, including Tugwi Mukosi, government is working on establishing a green belt in the Lowveld. Messi Bof, ZBC News, Masvingo.
Now, the COVID-19 vaccination campaign is ongoing, with communities commending the initiative for reaching out to the masses.
Jewish residents have commended the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for working well with the community following its COVID-19 vaccination outreach program.
Mauto edu eZimbabwe National Defense Force atibatsira chaizvo kuti vanhu vedu vabatsire pachidenda ranetsa reCOVID iri. Zvochokwadi tikurasikirwa neupenyu hwevanhu nekuda kweCOVID.
program ndaifarira because vamwe tatotadza kuya kuzobaiwa nenhau kuti waiti ukafamba mushonga womboshaika saka kampeni yakanaka yatipa mukana wekuti tibva tangobaiwa tese pasina kumbomira kwenguva refu.
Chirwere chinonzi corona chapedza vanhu nokuuraya saka muona tamhanya kudai kuti tizokwanisawo kuti tizobaiwawo jekisini kudzivirira chirwere ichi.
Artillery Brigade Commanding Officer of the Target Acquisition Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Choko, said close to 3,000 people had been vaccinated in 3 districts as part of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Community Assistance Program.
A week preceding the ZDF anniversary, the ZDF would hand over some completed developmental project that would have been completed. So this year the command element decided that instead of gathering people, they decided that maybe we assist the clinics around the communities so that carry out this vaccination program.
The ZDF Community Assistance Week is commemorated annually in August as a run-up to the Defense Forces Day celebrations.
The initiative, which is the brainchild of the Marondera Business Association under the Marondera Business and the Residents Pro-Vaccine Initiative towards herd immunity, includes the Ministry of Health and Child Care, the Zimbabwe Republic Police and religious organizations. The procession moved around suburbs, raising awareness among residents on the need to get vaccinated.
Our main aim is we want to follow the Victoria Falls Road. We want to achieve herd immunity in Marondera. You know, it's important for our workers, it's important for residents.
Vaprofita ngavambomira kutaurira vanhu kuti hakuna chinhu chinonzi covid. Ivo vanhu vachifa. Saka tiri kuti vanhu ngavabaiwe.
Mamask tinopfeka but we know kuti at least wane some protection. Hautapurire vamwewo chirwere.
Kuti Marondera tikagona kusvitsa herd immunity yedu tinokwanisa kuita business redu zvakanaka. Mapurisa tisingatyi kuenda kuvanhu tichiti tinganopuwa chirwere cheCovid-19. Ivo vanhu vasingatyi kuya kwatiri mapurisa avo.
A total of 35,700 people have so far received their first dose against a target of 122,000 in Marondera, with 22,000 having received the second jab.
Now, as we continue to emphasize and encourage, please do your part, take COVID-19 seriously and get vaccinated. Now, still on public health and COVID-19, construction works at Kwekwe General Hospital's COVID-19 Isolation Center are almost complete, with authorities expecting the institution to become operational in the next 2 weeks. Tafaraj Kumira has that report.
The center, which is a theatre, maternity and pediatric section, is now being fitted with oxygen pipes as contractors are now working on final touches.
We have already completed our negative pressure vacuum system. We also have completed our oxygen as well as the other piping of the air, and we've completed the tiling of the whole building. The only part that is left there is the doffing area, which is supposed to be completed within 2 weeks. They said they can complete it in 2 weeks.
Meanwhile, the old mutual has donated an assortment of personal protective equipment, PPEs, for use by health personnel at the hospital, much to the amusement of government.
In the words of our Group Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Matsekete, no words can express the appreciation and recognition of the diligence and hard work that the government of Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Health and Child Care, have been putting towards mitigating the harsh effects of the COVID-19 pandemic throughout the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this donation is a clear demonstration of a vital private-public partnership that is poised to offer quality health care services. This PPE and food hamper donation today by our dear friends will go a long way and will alleviate pressure on the government to provide this much needed PPE and food for the hospital and for the workers.
Kwekwe district is one of the COVID-19 hotspots in the Millions province, a development that has seen the general hospital being overwhelmed by positive cases, with 6 members of staff at the institution succumbing to the pandemic. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
And that's good news indeed for the Kwekwe community. Now, in other news, the Zimbabwe Republic Police has arrested 6 suspects for robbery cases in Bulawayo. In a statement, police spokesperson Assistant Commissioner Paul Nyati said 4 of the suspects were arrested this Saturday in connection with a spate of armed robbery cases committed between March and August this year in Bulawayo and surrounding areas.
He said those arrested include Brian Komo, aged 31, Nomo Hove, aged 39, Mthokozisi Moyo, aged 37, and Kosilati Ncube, also known as China, aged 42. The other two suspects, Bongani Mpofu, aged 33, and Dalibuhle Ndlovu, aged 37, were arrested on Thursday last week.
The two were also arrested in connection with robbery cases that occurred in and around Bulawayo between December last year and May this year. They were arrested at a roadblock in Makado, Bridge, while trying to flee to South Africa to evade arrest.
Meanwhile, police is appealing for information which may lead to the arrest of other members of the gang, who include Fortunate Ndlovu, Derek Nkomo, Kanyile Nkotlimpilo, Akim, Nicho, and Easter. Anyone with information should contact any nearest police station or National Complaints Desk on 0242 703 631.
Now, elsewhere, the net is closing in on illegal charcoal dealers who are contributing to the destruction of more than 200,000 hectares of forest annually.
This comes as the country's environmental arms embark on a blitz against charcoal vendors. Let's hear more from Wellington Makonise.
The blitz to end massive deforestation countrywide by the Forestry Commission has seen 120 tons of firewood being recovered, in addition to more than 3,000 bags of charcoal. A raid in the residential areas of Highfields and Bare in Harare by the Forestry Commission and police has proved that the Mopani tree is now a prime target of the illegal charcoal merchants, thus threatening the country's coveted indigenous species.
So far as Harare Metropolitan Province, today alone, we have managed to recover 400 bags of charcoal at one house in Highfields here in Harare. Not only that, we actually identified quite a number of pockets where firewood and charcoal is being stacked. And our operation is still ongoing and we are intensifying.
The revealed 50,000 Zimbabwean dollars fine for illegal possession of charcoal has not been deterrent enough, pointing to the need for a compelling legal framework.
I'm sure with the revised schedule fines, they are now a bit more punitive, but over and above, as Forestry Commission, we have a statutory instrument, one which is advocating for the ban of the use of indigenous forest. And also, to make it more deterrent, we are going to impound all these vehicles and forfeit it to the state.
Muzarabani, Rushinga and Chirundu districts are some of the hotspots of charcoal production, contributing up to 60% of tree felling across the country. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
Now, on a more positive note, the First Lady Amayoxili Mnangagwa's philanthropic works continue to inspire many communities, with the people of Lower Gweru being the latest to benefit from her life-changing interventions through the Angel of Hope Foundation. Tafara Chikumira was in Lower Gweru and filed the following report.
One of the First Lady's initiatives to empower women through self-help projects is the Sewing Project, which saw the birth of Needles and Pins Sewing Company, which has culminated in the upliftment of several disadvantaged women in the community.
Sasesibona ukuthi libe lokho elihlezi kakwenzi yikho sasesithunga ama-rappers abantwana abantwana abancinyane abazelweyo sabona ukuthi kulabantwana abaningi abancinyane abasezikolo abazithwalayo babe sebeswela okuzincedisa yikho lokho esesithi thina kungcono ukuthi sidonate kuma-clinics akhona lapha ku-constituency yevunga.
Several disadvantaged groups, including people with disabilities and the elderly, also benefited from the philanthropic works of Amai Mnangagwa through donations of several blankets and foodstuffs.
Abengilala nkotola, senzalala nkotomala. Amafutha impuphu le. Thuluthi zwi kwazwa inkosi ephezulu. Mina ngithi ngiyazinceba ngize ngiyancebeka.
Ngapha ngasothi awufika uzothola kulalutho andiyabona so namhla ashiwa siyathaba umama lisincedo kuyo.
Representatives of the First Lady at the function took turns to highlight the need for people to take a leaf from the mother of the nation's good works.
Sehambe ilizwe lonke bakithi, ama-orphans uyabacabanga, ama-widows uyabacabanga, amadala likhona namhla uyalicabanga, ogogo uyalicabanga. Singayekela ukubonga umama onjalo bakithi.
Tichadzoka zvakare naye mai Senator Stimvias. Pane maprogramu akawanda anobata madzimai, maprogramu akawanda anobata vechidiki kuti vave vanokwanisa kuzvimiririra vachizvisevenzera. Mai vandikumbira zvakare kuti ndidzokorore mashoko avanofamba vachitaura kuti isu sevakuru ngatidzidzisei vana kuti vadye chikafu chedu chechivanhu chinosimbisa muviri. Tina ma-elderly anosvika 112 years, vari pana pa-102 years, vangosangana vari pano. Angel of Hope toda kutendai kuti masvika pano, kuti muzozvionera. Siyabonga honorable minister, munotitenderawo kuna mai napresident vamunangagwa kuti kutifunga kwavaita tinozvitamira kubvunga.
The First Lady's philanthropic works across the country continue to change people's livelihoods for the better, resulting in the international community awarding her several accolades for her selfless contributions. Tafarach Kumira, ZBC News, Lower Gweru.
Our life-changing interventions by the First Lady Amaya Auxilia Mnangagwa, taking us to our Montrose studios where we cross over live to Dora Nube. She is on standby with more news. Good evening to you, Dora.
Thank you so much, Joyce and Oscar. Good evening to you and our viewers. Now we continue. Government has commissioned road construction equipment worth millions of dollars procured using devolution funds for Gokwe South District. Now Tafarach Kumira was in Gokwe and filed the following report.
The equipment, which was purchased for 19.6 million Zimbabwe dollars, includes 2 tipper trucks, 1 motorized grader, and a black hole loader. Government says a sound road network is key to the development of marginalized communities in line with Vision 2030.
We all have experienced the effect of bad roads. Many bus operators have been shining our rural roads because they are in bad shape. As a result, some unscrupulous elements were and continue to charge unaffordable bus fares and high prices of basic commodities. It is my hope that going forward, difficulties we have experienced as a result of the poor roads will be a thing of the past in Gokwe South.
Ivavo tinoziva kuti vanotova nemhosva yekuti pane dzimwe mari dzavakasevenzesa vachitengera fenicha vasingatenge zvinhu zvinoenda kunobetsera vanhu. Tiri kuiongorora nyaya yacho, haisati yapera vachaidzorera mari iyoyo yavakatora.
The local leadership is optimistic of more business opportunities once the road network is improved.
Wakavana network dzatinofona dziya dziya haugoni kutsvaka kana ukashava network kutora kuti haugoni kubata munhu unoda kudi vanobata, so kana pasingafambiki kureva kuti hakuna development kugona kuti tiite.
The Second Republic is prioritizing implementation of the devolution agenda, a constitutional provision meant to uplift livelihoods of marginalized communities. Tafarach Kumira, ZBC News, Gokwe.
The people of Nyanga have called for the expeditious reconstruction of Renya Bridge that links Manicaland and Mashonaland East to facilitate the easy movement of people and trade.
The 800-meter Renya Bridge that links Nyanga North and Modzi, connecting Manicaland and Mashonaland East provinces, was destroyed by Cyclone El Nino that swept away a bus, killing 45 people during the 2012-2013 rainfall season. The local community eagerly awaits its reconstruction, highlighting that the bridge has been their lifeline in terms of trade in goods and services. The increasing number of people drowning while attempting to cross the river during the rain season is also a source of worry.
Dambudziko redu ratinaro pari zvinezvi nguva izhizha yega yega tinonhonga vanhu vakafa vanokundikana kuyambuka rwizi, tinoweredzwa nemvura tochivatsvaga tovabata tovabuditsa kunze mitumbi yavo.
Tine matambudziko akawanda atiri kusangana nawo evanhu vanenge vachieredzwa nemvura vachida kuedza kukurosa rwizi irworwu.
Tinoita dambudziko rekuti kana tichida kutoyambuka totsvaga vanhu vanototsiga mbitatsi kuenda kumhiri kuti zvezvedu zvikwanise kuenda kuGMB.
And reconstruction works across the country. Kenya's Sivushe, ZBC News, Nyanga.
Now Sunday edition is off to a break. Thereafter we'll take you back to Pocket Cell for more news. To stay tuned.
Since the beginning of time, mankind has faced challenges, both great and small. But do we not stand strong? In the face of COVID-19, we must again use the tried and tested formula, unity of purpose. As Delta, we believe following government-prescribed regulations and getting vaccinated will take us to safety once again.
My job is a high-contact job. So I decided to get vaccinated to protect not only myself and my family, but others also.
When we gather again to enjoy ourselves as before, no one is missing. Protect yourself and your loved ones from COVID-19. Delta Corporation looks forward to celebrating the victory over COVID-19 with you. Get vaccinated.
24 June.
anga akandisa paikoshuwa naiye anga ari paikoshuwa. Murume wangu anga ari munhu akakanaka zvekuti anga ari munhu ainzwisisa pazvinhu zvese zvataitaurirana, taironga tiri pamwe chete. Saka pandakazonokirema mari ndakangoti chingosunga sanhasi chinokirema mari yechimangwana yacho ndakaona yatobuda. Ndakanzwa kufara nekuti ndasina kuzvitarisira, asi ndangotenda kuti mari yekushuwa yakasvika pakundibatsira because ndasina pekutangira. Handidzokere shure, ndicharamba ndichikondenya. Paakandisiya ndiri ipapo ndo pandichamira ndiri. Saka ndongotenda ikushuwa kuti inobatsira.
Ikoshuwa, upenyu hwakarongeka, impilo ehlelekileyo.
It's time for new experience. Affordable, brand new runaround cars. Choice of hatchback or sedan. Limited stock available now. Contact us on platforms on your screen. Or visit us at Konak Dagenham and Glen Ilgus Road, Willowville, Harare.
We've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Chicken slice.
Kwasha chay. And then the chicken rice. Kana mlamu chay no mupama.
Mukwasha chaye anouya ne chicken slice.
The best things in life are the people you love, the places you've been, and the memories you've made along the way. Create experiences that will last a lifetime. Share love by sharing a refreshing cup of Tanganda tea. Anytime, anywhere, it lifts you up.
I'm Master Sergeant JT. I'm a helicopter technician at number 7 Squadron, stationed at Miami Air Force Base. During the cyclone in the eye, we managed to carry people who were trapped. As you know, there were no roads, so the only mode of transport which was used at the first time was the helicopters. So we managed to carry people to safe places where they'll get some help. Some of them had lost their belongings, so they needed blankets, they needed food. So we'd carry them and put them at secure places where they'll get help. We urge you to mask up, sanitize. COVID is real, COVID kills. So our wings are the fortress of the nation. Mask up, guys.
We salute our defense forces for standing guard over our Zimbabwe.
Welcome back. It's good to know that you are still tuned in. Now, as the nation remembers its heroes and heroines, our This and That feature casts the spotlight on the significance of the tomb of the unknown soldier.
On a visit to the National Heroes Acre, one is eventually drawn to the majestically towering statue and tomb of the unknown soldier, which symbolizes the final resting place for thousands of sons and daughters of the soil who sacrificed their lives for the sake of national independence, but whose remains lie scattered in valleys, disused mines, caves, unknown graves, and mass graves across the country and beyond. 41 years after independence, some know its meaning, while others totally do not have an idea of what the historic monument is all about.
vakasiyana kwavakabva vakarwira vasina kuonekwa kuti makuva vari papi nevakaonekwa kuti makuva vari apa. Saka vavigwa kwavakavigwa tine mucherechedzo wakazoonekwa ukanzi izvo nenyika ngativaisei apa.
Yakamirira kuzorora kwemagamba akatirwira nyika yedu kuti isununguke.
Mufananidzo wemagamba akatifira
vanhu vakatirwira nyika yedu yeZimbabwe.
handizivi zvakandibvenga zvakandibvenga
Handisiwe.
Resident curator at the National Shrine, Rubizai explains some of its features.
The statue itself is made of bronze, and on it are 3 heroic figures, 2 males and 1 female. With them are the major firearms that were used by the freedom fighters during the time of the liberation struggle. The statue symbolizes or stands for all men and women who participated during the time of the liberation struggle. It also stands for the collective will of the Zimbabwean population to fight for a common cause, the tomb of the unknown soldier. It is where the president lays wreaths when we are commemorating Heroes Day, or even when we have visiting presidents, they lay wreaths on the tomb of the unknown soldier as a way of acknowledging